You know, anime can be very tricky for a person just starting out. The wrong show could potentially put someone off the entire art form. So it is very important to ease a person into the realm of the weeb. When thinking of easing someone into anime, One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, or even Dragon Ball are not the type of shows that someone needs to know about. They can discover that later on for themselves. When I think of beginner anime for this video, that doesn't mean anime that are for kids, that just means anime that are easily digestible, something you can watch without putting your brain on hyper focus mode. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and if you don't like this video, just subscribe because you might just find that anime you need sooner or later on this channel. The opener for this one is One Punch Man. The plot is straight to the point, the comedy is solid, and the action is legendary. We follow Saitama, a former white-collar worker turned superhero. Saitama doesn't really have any flashy powers, but he has the very overpowered ability to be able to defeat his foes with a single punch. If that sounds stupid to you, it's because it is kind of meant to be stupid, because while One Punch Man can be somewhat serious, it is also just a straight up comedy at the end of the day, with incredible fight scenes and decent to more than decent visuals to truly grab the attention of the viewer. Next up in the package we have Dr. Stone. The reason I chose Dr. Stone is because I like to show people that anime isn't simply about flashy fights. There are of course thousands of other shows that could have made this point, but for me, Dr. Stone is perfect. Our story here takes place 3,700 years after a devastating event turned the entire human race into stone. This is when Senku wakes up from his petrification and he immediately starts his mission to rebuild civilization from scratch. Oh yeah, the other reason I picked these specific 5 anime is because they can be enjoyed both in dub and sub. At the first stage of a lot of people's journeys, they tend to want to watch something in English, and these are a few shows where the English dub isn't completely horrible. Dr. Stone specifically is something that I watched completely in English dub and I enjoyed every second of it. There can be some irritating characters, but the brilliance of this anime is so great that you can easily overlook the loud and obnoxious characters, because it is truly interesting how Senku uses science in everything he does. Beautiful animation and non-stop action is attractive for any type of person. You cannot go wrong with Demon Slayer. There are some people in the anime community who will try to convince you that Demon Slayer is not a good anime, but please do not trust these people. This is one of the most exciting anime you can ever watch. Demon Slayer, like a vast majority of anime, is about revenge. Tanjiro is on a mission for revenge after a demon killed his entire family and turned his sister into a demon. His main goal is to kill this demon, but also to find a way to turn his sister back into a human. However, the demon Tanjiro is in search of is basically the king of all demons, so this will not be an easy quest. As I said, this anime gets a lot of unnecessary hate, so do not trust people who says it is trash. People just love to hate on anything popular. There is a reason why it is so popular, and that is simply because it ticks all of the boxes needed to be a great anime. Death Note is basically something that opened a lot of eyes to how incredible anime can be. Even people who were against anime fell in love with Death Note. This anime follows Light Yagami, who you could say is an honor student, someone who only does the right thing. One day Light's entire life would change when he picks up a strange notebook called the Death Note. This special book has the ability to kill anyone's name who is written in the book. Light at first starts out by killing people who he deems deserves to die, but you have to know, when a human being has access to this type of power, these small killings would never be enough. Now, with a godlike power at his disposal and no way to get caught, how far do you think Light Yagami can get before the world finally discovers his presence? Over the years, I've recommended Death Note to numerous people and I have a 100% success rate concerning this anime. I haven't yet met someone who dislikes Death Note. I'm gonna close this one off with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, something that is most likely in a vast majority of people's top 10s or even top 5s. The story follows two brothers and their quest to get their body and body parts back after trying to bring their mother back to life using alchemy. These two young boys still tried to get their mother back to life, and in turn, one of them lost an arm and a leg and the other brother lost his entire body in the process. Their main goal is of course to get back what they lost, but their journey leads them down a darker path filled with conspiracy of the highest degree in the world of alchemy, so much so that the fate of the entire world may rest in the hands of these two teenagers. People argue every single day about which is the best anime, and Full Metal Alchemist is always somehow in the picture. That should just tell you how great this anime truly is. But hey, these are just a few anime to open up the doors to some people, just a few shows to open up their eyes to the brilliance of anime. This is View with Eyes. Thanks for watching and please subscribe.